What up, YouTube? MTG Joe here. I got some time today, so we are going to do another live one. I wanted to try out Reanimator. Some folks have been asking. I think it could be potentially reasonable in a historic best of one. Reanimator always suffers that best of three problem. Now, traditionally, it's been Sarah's Emissary and Atraxa that have been your reanimation targets. I think it's a little worse right now, given that Galvanic Discharge, Static Prison, there's just a lot of ways to kind of deal with those. So they're not like as be-all, end-all as they once were. Like you drop an Atraxa, usually was game winning. The way I want to approach it first, and we're going to be brewing with like season just reset, what we end this on. So like check the deck list that we end up kind of saving at the end, because that'll be kind of the version that we play. So things are likely going to change as we kind of play out these games. But my thought was Massacre Worm. These energy decks are like half the meta right now, if not more. This comes into play, sweeps up their entire board, and can pretty much kill them on the spot at times, which kind of seems where I want to be with this deck. So I'm playing more mid-rangey that's got like a backdoor package into it, as opposed to just, all in Reanimator. So this first version, I'm not playing Faithless Looting. I don't think Crucius is fast enough. Like the one toughness nerf really hurts against energy decks. Plus, like it's just going to get Galvanic Discharged. So we have our Reanimation package. We have Unburial Rites and Priest of the Fell Rites. There is Persist in the format. I want to see how this works first. So Persist, return target non-legendary creature. The reason being this could be milled over, this could be milled over, which I like a little bit more than the Persist. Because Persist you have to kind of have in your hand. So you have to naturally draw. If we go Faithless Looting version, we might then try that. I also honestly don't want to spend 3 more Mythics on this if we don't have to, because wildcards are hard to come by these days. But that's kind of our Reanimation package. Our mill package, so we have kind of like this, so we can put cards into our Graveyard Stitcher. I wanted to have something that blocked early as well, and then another target for Fable. Fable can loot, Seasoned Pyromancer can loot, and then provide kind of card advantage. So in Grandier matchups, we get some utility that way there. Flage is a nice target to throw in the graveyard anyways. We'll notice like a lot of life gain with the deck, plus Galvanic Discharge. Over Fatal Push, I think this is more flexible right now because it can hit a Flip to Johnny, it can hit a Planeswalker, and it can hit pretty much every creature that we want, and then multiple copies stack pretty nice. And then it also works nicely with like Massacre Worm, so if there's something bigger, we might be able to hit it that way there. Bloodtide Harvester, we can loot with the blood tokens. It's a nice target for Fable, and kind of go from there. The mana base we're going to play around. I'm not 100% certain on these mana confluence. I'm a little concerned with the life total. We might play some check lines. We might go the Prismatic Vista route, but we do have quite a few kind of tough requirements with like the triple black and stuff like that. But let's give this a go. Season just reset. It's all about kind of trying things out. Less concerned with necessarily going straight to energy. If I wanted to just do the Mythic push, we would play the energy deck that I have like an 85% win rate with. But let's go. Where's my Reanimator deck? There we are. Let's try this out. So really, I want to see, is Massacre Worm still like the way we want to go? Do we want to go more Faithless Looting after? So I'm going more creature heavy right now. But we're going to try out the games, see how it plays out, and explore. All right, so we got removal, we got nice mana. Opponents on Luris, I think we keep. Okay, so didn't necessarily want to mill over the Flages. And our first test of energy, which will be nice. So they're playing like my more outdated version of the deck. So I think we just set up Blood Tithe here. More concerned with taking out one of their other threats. That's fine. So we'll kill Oscillates here. So Priest of the Fell Rites, we haven't been able to hit. I think we got Fable going here. It'll help me dig a little bit deeper. Honestly, even worst case, just reanimating Flage could be reasonable. Okay, so that's a bit annoying because this voice is going to get going. I think we do both of these. So that's enough to get that back at least. So I can kill voice. And I could kill oscillates. Keep my graveyard pretty stocked. And then if they don't do anything like worthwhile, so Static Prison comes down here. That's fine. Just gonna preemptively get rid of this. Because we can deal with the go wide. That's the whole part of the deck. So great. There was a best of one Psycho Frog deck. It was like with Dredge. It does have a little bit of an issue against this Boros deck right now. The Psychic Frog decks tend to be a little bit better in like the Eternal formats. So like there's like a Dimir one in Timeless. So give me 1 sec. Let me just play out this turn. So get rid of this. So if you check out, there's the historic best of one video from, I think, last week. There was the Dimir Dredge deck. Check that one out. It might be what you're looking for. Okay, so they go Amulet here. They go Johnny. So we're gonna have to kill a Johnny here. I haven't hit any of my big payoffs, which is a bit annoying. We're just gonna take this damage. Yeah, I think we're always just doing this. Okay, so we have Stitcher here. So we did hit on a burial, right? We'll get rid of a Johnny here. Yeah, so I'd say it's not great in Historic. It is much better in just gonna get another Stitcher here. It just gets me deeper to Massacre Worm. We've gone through half our deck, still haven't hit Massacre. In Timeless, it's pretty reasonable because you get the whole scam package. They have Soul Ward in here. They could have another Static. Alright. That felt pretty good. Like, we didn't hit Massacre Worm, but we were still able to just kind of play through the game, and that's what I like about the creature package. A little bit more than just doing Faithless Looting. Like, Stitcher Supplier meant, like, they attack in, it's pretty bad for them. We also, like, if you mill half your deck and don't hit a Massacre Worm out of 4, it's pretty bad. Opponent goes first. They're on Luris. I think we have to mulligan this. I guess I have this for looting. Let's try. So I could Blood Tithe here, Blood Tithe, loot the Massacre Worm, and then try to use this Priest as a sweeper. Hopefully they don't have the... They have the good go. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. So here we're gonna try. We have blockers available. This might force them to use some energy, probably on the Ocelote's Pride. Okay, that's very good. If they're doing that so aggressively, we probably get rid of Guide Us Souls. That's annoying. So we hit the Helix. It's actually an interesting turn, because I could get rid of Ocelote's Pride. Taking the life there. I think we just hold off. I'm trying to dodge removal here. Damn it. So this route was a little bit riskier. We were hoping that they didn't hit it. I haven't seen much of it, to be honest. The egg stack, haven't seen it. Doesn't seem completely unreasonable. Because like you can largely disregard. You just have to be mindful of... I've tried those ones. I don't normally like those decks. Like they're fun like once, but I find them very repetitive. I think we died here. So I can take this out, but that takes me at 9, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm just dead. So we took a line there. It was a little risky. If they didn't have the removal there, then I do Massacre Worm, and I think I'm okay. So that one was a little awkward. Let's give this another go. We might need more, like, turn 1 removal. I might have to play Fatal Push. Because Guide Us Souls is pretty rough if they get ahead on us. Because if they just play, like, whatever, like an Ajani there or something, I'm in an okay spot. I can wipe their board. Yeah, it's all on my Untapped. So every deck that I ever play, you can always find it on my Untapped. I will say this is still us playing things out. I don't know if this is what we're going to settle on, but You could find my profile there. Seems like we're getting the Ring of Death. Let me play one Fatal Push, maybe. There we go. This seems kind of bad. Like, it's an awkward play on 2. There was, they try the Cthulhian Nightmare. And then just play Fatal Push. Try it like that, because we get a lot of incidental sack fodder. Try this way. Persist is, but my thought in Persist is I need to have it in hand. Whereas these other effects, like Nightmare is kind of that similar effect, but Nightmare at least plays with the energy package, and it can be played proactively. I don't know, we'll try it out. I don't want Thoughtseize with energy decks. It's a really bad late draw, and the energy decks can usually dump their hand. Persist is interesting. I want to try this Nightmare. If not, we'll go to Persist next. What I like about the other reanimation threats is you can mill them over, which you can't necessarily do with Persist. With Persist, I think we need to be on a Faithless Looting build, because Faithless Looting is going to shape our draw. Priest and Unburial Rites we could both mill over, which has utility. Alright, this looks good. So we have the potential to turn 3 Massacre Worm here. Okay, opponent's on Belcher, which is going to be a problem. Okay, well, you know it's going to be really fun here? Massacring Worm, all these elves. Cool elf deck. Didn't like Belcher. So, Belcher was the fact I literally could have gone 5-0, I could have gone 0-5. We got out-comboed by Tethys, like turns forward. If they didn't have the One Ring, we bet them. And then we got turn 3 Yawgmoth at instant speed. They just kind of hit it. It was weird. Like, we turned 3 comboed a couple times. The thing I find with Belcher, there's not a lot of decision points. Like, you just kind of play out your hand and it kind of goes. The video we dropped this morning on Stifle Field was pretty good. We got a little unlucky, but I think this deck has some promise. We made some changes afterwards, and I like where this deck's at too. So there's a video. So the reason I don't... The Crocodile doesn't... So how this works... The opponent only loses life if Stab Wound remains. If you kill all their creatures, they don't lose life. Massacre Worm makes them lose life whenever something dies. So if they have 10 creatures out, they take 20 damage. So that's better in that respect. While you can cycle it, it's fine. And then kind of go from there. Yeah, there's we lost one game to the Woodlands deck. They just played into Jin Gitaxis. but I was on Belcher, so it was just a lot of it's just going to be a race. Like, do we do our combo before they do theirs? Or I might have been on Jeskai. All right. So Zerda is usually the Yogg deck. I think we can go with this. I think we do have to kill this. Well, this does get hit by Massacre Worm. I think it's important to control their, like, turn 2. Yeah, that worked out nice. I didn't need to take a damage here. Bit of a misplay. Okay, so we did hit Massacre there. Well, our deck does not want us to find anything relevant. So we need to be mindful of Plaza of Heroes here. I might have to shock my own Stitcher. We'll see what we hit. Pretty unfortunate our flips here. Like, we drew into the Massacre Worm. I still think it was right to kill this on 1. Because it sets me up to have the requisite. So they're going to draw some cards now. So we have Second Priest. So we really want like a Fable here. Our mana's also a little awkward where we have to hit a black source. The Woodlands deck's really hard to deal with because not a lot of people mainboard Graveyard Hate, at least in Best of One. Like, pretty poor flips. Because even if we got like a Flage or just something. What they do here. Draw. I just need to try to kill Kethis here. They have the Soul Cauldron that they can get back. That's gonna be annoying. We can probably go off here. We just didn't hit anything of value. So I want them. I'm gonna do this. I'm having like 1 extra mana. So this is gonna force them to tap down. Oh, they'll still have 1 mana thanks to the Mox. So they're just gonna do Soul Cauldron. So Soul Cauldron will give them Kethis' ability. We just gotta see if they whiff, but it's unlikely at this point, especially since now they have the 2 Moxes. They're able to generate basically infinite mana, and then they can also just draw discards, so... Unfortunate flips. We hit anything a little bit more reasonable there, and I think we're fine. Yeah, Johnny, always on my untap. Anytime we stream, always there on untap. We're messing around with some stuff. We might want looting. The life gain I like. There's this thing. I just don't know if it's like good. There's also like Undead Butcher that you can play. Mire Trident just incidentally gains us some life, which is like reasonable. Because if we go looting, I gotta trim these. And then I gotta trim like a push. Let's try like a looting version. We have the rights, we have that. Still like having... It might be. It's blue, I think. Like, that's too expensive. That's just bad Fable. We don't have the legendaries. There's like this, but it doesn't do anything. You have to wait a full turn cycle. It's just kind of slow, I think, all things considered. Like, we could go another Flage. Try like that. I mean, to be honest, if we're going this route, we can get rid of Push and then do Harvester here. Because this gives us another like threat. So this can be channeled and then kills. Because now we're fewer creatures. Like, I don't care if the supplier dies. And at that point, like, that also works. We're trying stuff out, Johnny. Like, we're throwing stuff at a wall to see if there's like an idea here. At the core of the deck, like, you have removal. So persist requires you to have it in your hand. Whereas these, you can mill over, so you get that utility. I want to try Massacre Worm to see how it plays against like the energy decks. Like, the idea is there. We can end up going like Atraxa. I just want to see if this works, like, for the time being. I just want to kind of see. I had that idea, like Massacre Worm, they make a bunch of like tokens and like small stuff. You sweep their board and deal a bunch of damage. Sarah's Emissary doesn't do anything that anymore because you need multiple copies, so unless you're creativity into, between Galvanic Discharge, Static Discharge, they can just kind of beat you that way there. They can store enough energy that they can kill it. Like, at least Atraxa gives you value. Sarah's Emissary, you'd have to name instant and the creature. Also, a Flip the Johnny can also deal enough damage to it, where I think it's more of like just a temporary. I think you really need to play to the board more so. Okay, so this will be a reasonable test. See how this plays out. We got the Harvester set up. Yeah, I wanted to play like more... I don't want to play all in. Because there's not a big enough threat on its own. So I'm probably just taking... Like, that needs to die now. So they got the Pride, so... We are gonna have to kill this. I just don't want him to go too wide just yet. And then I have the Harvester that I'll kill with the Misery. And then we can start looting. Kind of go from there. Yeah, so I was thinking Chain Whirler and like a Death Whirler deck as well, or even just mono red. You could play Ferocidon that shuts off the life gain and Chain Whirler. So do this now. So a little painful here. But I think we do this. Flage is nice, gives us another answer here if we need it. So we do have to be mindful because they can interrupt now. We're at 13. Every creature kind of hits us in the face here. Okay, so they are going to be able to flip a Johnny if they want. Okay, so what we're gonna do here... We're gonna do this. They're gonna flip the Ajani. And if they don't... this is an interesting one. I'm gonna have to take some damage anyways. But it's probably just doing this. I guess it's 2 versus 3. It's 1 less next turn. So I get to kill a Johnny here. And then I get my Flage back next turn. Yeah, Johnny's sick. No attacks here. So notably, they're out of energy. This is why you don't play Aether Hub. So I could try to looting into something. I think we're just flaging here. It's too good to pass up. So I know they're going to be able to, but getting Oscillate off the battlefield's important. And I'm just getting to the part where I can hardcast. No attacks here. Blage can start going in, just going face. Okay, so they did have the prison. Prison does unlock a mana. I'll just pass the turn here. So they will have to pay for here. We get Blage back, so this is one of the kind of risks of this line. We have Amped Raptor. Into Amped Raptor. Which is nice. So I think here... I think it's right to get rid of the Soul Warden here. It turns off like other Ocelots Prides. They're gonna have the sack anyways. The Bombardment's doing like a good job. Yeah, even Shove Aside. We had that as like a premiere. I should probably be playing Shove Aside over the Fatal Push. Yeah, we might try the Persist in a bit. Get them to pay this. I'm probably going to have to start going face. Okay, so they did hit their red mana. Amulet buys them another turn. They could go static here. So I can kill this. And then I can escape it. Yeah, so we're building more mid-range with an ability. Like if I just draw Massacre Worm, we're okay. They hit me for 3, but we're just kind of flooding here. It's kind of awkward. So we took a line. I should have probably done the other way. I'm just going to do this from the graveyard. They got 0 value there. I think we just do this. Because like here, either they have the cat die. See what they have in hand. Like their hand has to be playables. Okay, second bombardment. This is why I don't like playing multiples. Oh my god. Can we like get something reasonable going? Heavy floods for us. This buys us more of a turn. Like Massacre Worm, a Fable's reasonable for the time being. That gets some of the energy. Get the Aether Hub. Gives them another energy. We flaged a Boros, but we're just doing a little awkward with our actual spells this game. Like 20 cards deep. They just have us here. That takes us to 7. They attack for 4 plus the 3 shot. Okay, so we're not drawing enough. And we're not like... Oh, I appreciate it. Always appreciate folks swinging by. Because like Persist doesn't help us there. I think we play more of these. Because like Persist wouldn't have done anything there. We had the lootings, we took a chance, but we need more cards in our yard. Trim on an Burial. Trim there. Or trim on the basic planes. Just try like that. Yeah, sure. How's it going? It is a lot of 3s. The thing I don't like with the ripples is it does nothing, like... Get rid of that. And rights here. We need a white source. This could be like Merfolk, maybe? It's Woodland combo. Alright, well, really cool. Just draw nothing. Eldrazi. They're just playing big boys. This is not... This is like the matchup where Atraxa would be better. Because Stab Wound just kills them, Massacre Worm deals damage. Stab Wound needs the enchantment to stay on the creature for it to actually do anything. Okay, so we got the worm. Probably... Priest here. So it's just a little... Yeah, there's there's Hushbringer, there's the Flash one. No, it does a little bit more than that. So whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, they lose 2 life. So here they'll lose 2 life, whereas if they had Stab Wound, in this matchup the Crocodile would probably be better. One, two, three, four, five, 6. Yeah, so I think goal here is to try to get them as low as possible. Because they have the Ugin's Binding in hand, we need to play around that. Let's try to find some lands. So discard Massacre. probably discard Galvanic here. Because we just have these Helix that could incidentally deal some damage. So how this works is whenever you cast a spell with 7 or more. So they'll bounce it. I get to use this treasure. So that's the reason we did that. I could do Massacre Worm, but it's not great. They could have Ugin. So this might be better, but it's worse, obviously, if they have the Massacre Worm. Let's set up here. I don't know if I want to deal with... If they have Ugin, they have Ugin. We're just going to kind of accept that. We hit our Flages, which is nice. Because this ring is going to be a clock on them. I can just sack one of these tokens. Because if I get 3 from this and then 3 from the Helix, it's nice like that. We're also pretty low on white sources, so just something to be mindful of. They also have to be kind of mindful of the attacks. Like if they have Ugin, they just Rainbow Slam Ugin. This is pretty good. Like tempo. Come on, corn dog. Corn doggy. Wow. They had the exile. Do they sack in response? Just do the damage here, because then I have Helix. Okay, so they had the command. That's one of the few like main board ways that they can deal with it. So we have a lot of 3s, which I don't love. And it might be better to do a 3-3 split. And then just do like mill. I think we just do harvester. Because this blocks the X ones better. I guess this has death touch, so it can deal with the bigger things. Gains us 2 life, which could be reasonable. Turn target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Let's try this. I think that could be reasonable. We have Harvester, which is one of our payoffs. Do it like that. We're just messing around today. The start of a new season. I want to see what cards feel well, what configuration. So we're throwing stuff at the wall. End of the day, like I think we're like 500 with this. What are we at? All right, we're 3-3, which for best of one, probably where you want to be. Like we bet energy, we lost it. Oh no, we lost energy twice. So the plan's not working as we want right now, but I think we're tuning it a little bit better. I'll probably do it later in the week, just do a run with energy to see. The opponent goes first. They're not showing Luris, and I don't have a lot of card selection. So if this is a matchup where these don't do anything, it's pretty poor. So I think we mulligan this. Put back a worm. Feel like we've barely been on the play. Looting is a nice one here. Thank you, Shredder, for the sub. You're like Shredder and you're enjoying this content. It is free. Free, I tell you, to sub to the channel. We do metagame, we do a whole bunch of stuff here on the channel. This might be a whatchamacallit? Bitter Reunion's interesting. Yeah, that's one I didn't think. We could try that out. What's the templating on it? Do you have to discard before you draw? Really, getting our pyro hit there is kind of annoying. So we have priest here. So probably discard priest. Discard foundry. Oh, no, I had to do massacre worm. Damn it. Oh, that was dumb. I had to get rid of massacre worm. It was a slight mistake. So they've shown they're like probably the Aether Revolt deck. I meant to discard this. Like I think Crucius is if you do draw. Okay, so we're gonna be able to stick Flage down here. So I can, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4. 5. So we'll do that. Just gonna pay two here. If they have a creature, we can do it. Yeah, it's too soft right now. Even just with all the first strikers, like it not being able to block Ocelot's Pride feels pretty bad. So we got Flage, we're just doing the fair game plan. So Whirler here is good. So we're just gonna kill this now with the trigger on the stack. So they'll get extra energy, but they won't have anything to spend with it. I have access to Priest plus Season Pyro. So I can get my Priest back. Okay, so this will just be spending a lot of effort. Kills that. They draw a card. So it's just like, is it energy? So I think we do this, get back seasoned. Oh, that's awful. Okay, so we have looting at least to get rid of this. This gives us a couple bodies. So do this. Do this. Cast Fable here. I guess I probably should have Fabled first, because they had the Aether. But this gets another card into the yard. So we'll see what we do here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have Whirler. So they could only do that at sorcery. Six cards in the yard. This will put 3 more. They've already used 2 Aethers, so I think we're okay. Because I want them to make the tokens, because they don't have to make the tokens yet. Okay, they just had it. 3 in the top 17. One, two, three, four. We'll play the line tier, just because at this point I have 2 if they have the counters. So we'll just get that going. Yeah, we just soup the board here. They got the wagon! Yeah, I actually like the Butler a lot. Just kind of rebuying value. Because then you could just rebuy your Flages to get extra removal. Get wormed. So that's crew 4. You know what I should have done? Trigger on the stack, Lightning Helix this. They're probably just dead here. They have to let through some damage, and then we just kill them that way. Draw a card. think we do this in their upkeep. This way, like, if they're gonna spend mana, they gotta spend it on their turn, but they're dead. Okay, that felt pretty good. Is Fable just kind of bad? The Butcher was pretty sick. I don't think we want Harvester. Go another Butcher. Like, Worm is our payoff. We're getting there. We're taking the dials, we're tweaking them a bit. We're seeing what works, what doesn't. Anyone know what the score is in the Portugal game? 0-0. There we go first. That looks reasonable. Galvanic, kill something, undead, kind of go from there. This could be Flage version of energy. Since we hit second priest, I'm gonna do this, because if I hit something worthwhile, I can reanimate it next turn. Right. Oh, it's Luigi. We do need to hit some lands. Luigi was playing a lot of the Boros version of the deck. Italian streamer on Twitch, so check him out. There you go, Amulet. So that's good if I can get a red source. Give me a red. Give me a red. The classic Takenuma with your Flage. They can kill Priest. We can get another. They got another copy here. Alright. Luigi's scared. Okay, we're moving up. Give me 1 sec, chat. I'm just gonna run to the washroom really quick. Pull up the deck. Let me know in chat if you have any suggestions you want to throw out. I will be back in like a minute, and we'll continue on. Give me 1 sec. I got 1 persist. Sorry, 1 sec. So what I'm worried about, Mappy, is like you crafted Victimize as mythics, and then they printed them as uncommons. I just don't want to spend the mythics unless it's like something like really powerful. I honestly like. I'm liking like the Priest Rights package. But let's do a couple more games with this, see how it plays out. Actually, no, you mentioned Troll. Troll's a good call. This Troll could just be another threat, and it lets me trim down on lands. Troll of Kaz. This Troll, what? There we go. Oh, Kazad. Because that's just free to play at this point. And then we can play another Swamp or probably another Blood Crypt. Play it like that, because Troll could just like chant or Swamp Cycle, find us what we need. And then kind of go from there. Forgot Troll. What are we at record-wise? 5-3. Okay, well, this is not the hand we want. This is the hand we want. Energy. Okay, so we hit a rights. I can go priest this next turn. Triple shock line's kind of annoying. Hopefully they don't go too crazy. Okay, amulet's fine here. Attacking. I'm taking this block every time. Every time. Easiest block of my life. Worm. Yeah, buddy. Not having a shock there is really good. So I can go Fable here and Reanimate Worm. See what they want to do here. They could just make Guide us Souls. Do they have the removal? Have it all. It's really good because now they get the 4 energy. They don't. Hoping they didn't have it there. Blage is nice here. We got a couple options, So we're shocking in regardless. Question is, do we flage this turn? Probably not. I mean, they just do that. Fable sets up. I could just escape Flage back next turn. This stems the bleeding quite a bit. Hey, Decacorn. Yeah, so you can check out here. You can see each version. We've been throwing stuff at the wall. We're 5-3 overall. I think each version is getting a little bit more streamlined than the last, which is good. It's the direction we want to go. I have to look up what that one does after this game. Remind me after this game, Brian, off the top of my head. Okay, so since they did that, it does make... I think we still get Massacre Worm. Because with Bombardment, they're going to be able to sack anyways. Yeah, Guide's like must kill. Guide's... So Johnny's the best card in the deck, but Guide's the glue. Okay, so they actually made a mistake. They should have done it before. Okay, so we do have to watch out because they're on triple amulet. But I can flage to the face now. And then my Massacre Worm's going to just be chunking in damage. Got him. All right. Another Boros gamer down. So we are now 3-2 versus Boros. So we're moving in the right direction. 6-3 with the deck. Always nice to see. Probably do this for the 10th game. And then that's a nice little video there. Then I'll probably go watch the rest of the Portugal game. Opponent goes first. Well, we have Priest. We don't have 1-drops. I think we need to go. We'll keep this one. Put back Godless Shrine. So if they go like... So I think we kill this, play Priest, and then looting the other turn. I guess I could take a damage to see if they play like a Johnny after, but it's probably still right doing this. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, that's right. So the thing is, because the meta is so deterministic of like it's going to be Boros, that's why we're kind of metagaming with the Massacre Worms main. We have Guide of Souls into a Johnny. Okay, let me draw a worm. Let me draw a worm one time. Worm one time. Think we have to just Fable here. I think we have to Fable. It gives us more looks at it. Because otherwise, like if we don't hit it, it's really bad. That's the problem. Because it's just like a really poor use of the mana. And because I don't have necessarily another red. Hopefully they just get rid of Fable here. So they had the discharge. They had it all. Kind of annoying. And prison. Yeah. The double answer is bad. so they should... So we did draw discard. So I could Fable here, take this out. So I think we have to do this. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can't actually do that. And then this doesn't do enough. So I think we just have to do this. Yeah, this one just... Our stuff, we didn't find anything. And then we didn't have enough, like, early mill. So they're doing that. They got a second amulet, which is also annoying. Because they also have the cat in the air. And then Amped Raptor deals 2, so... They're just gonna get me. So I actually think the looting might be too slow. Like, now that we're playing more of it, it's just not really doing enough of what we want. Let's trim down a couple lootings. Because that gives us more mill. Mill. We have the lightning helix where needed. Let's give it one more. I'm liking where we're getting. Obviously, like, there's some variance in terms of what you're flipping over. I would play 8 Stitcher Suppliers if I could, but there's not a lot of mill 1. I just want, like, volume of cards in the yard. This is another hand where it just doesn't do enough. Keep this, put back. We do this. Gnawing Vermin, I'll have to take a look at that one. The decks we're 6 and 4 with it. Like different variations. Looks like Jeskai control. So they bin to Helix. So this is a matchup where, honestly, like, none of our creatures, this is just probably a bad matchup. So they're doing that, it's good. We're just gonna hope to draw Flages. Ask and you're rewarded. So I'm worried about them having a reprieve or whatever. No more lies. Vermin might actually be good because it deals with a lot of the, like, random shit of the deck. Missing line drop here now is bad because we're just getting tempoed. We could try with Gnawing Vermin. I like that idea. Because I'm not married to... Like, you see these lootings, like... At least the creatures block. They fill the graveyard better. Or just never drawing lands? That's cool. That's cool. Let's just never draw lands. 16 cards, 3 lands. What do we mill over to? I mean, if they're using, like, charms against these bad ones, it's fine. I assume they have more snaps. Yai. Gonna have to probably discharge this. We'll see. Tunes, because they're gonna have Plage, which is gonna be bad. Control's not a deck you see too often. We're not built to really play against Control. No. Stop. Lined. Yeah, we did get the priest, so that's fine. See what they bring out here. So they could have another snap. I think we're just doing this. Yeah, Control will kick our ass every day. We're a slow mid-range deck. If we could get ahead, but like us being stuck on single red, they double reprieved us, which was pretty annoying. Them preemptively doing that is good. They could have another reprieve, which is kind of gross for us. If I draw a red source, I hit their land, but they've just got so much card advantage this game. But you know what? It's a land. We'll take it. Counterspell. Okay. Yeah. I really don't think Niv is where you want to be, but just what we drew that game. Let's try that Gnawing Vermin. I really don't like the Faithless Looting. Let's try that out. I think we're on like version like 8 of the deck. We're 6 and 6. I don't think we're ever beating Jeskai Control when they have like that much tempo. I also don't think Reprieve is good into Boros Energy. They get under you very quick, so you have to play to the board. This hand's sick. Ooh, what are you on? Roots? Okay, so we found the rights. Next turn we go that. I could rebuy the Pyro, which is also nice. And then I have access to Helix Plus. That's an easy block. Okay, that's a good drop. Sam, no Boros today. We're trying out different decks. No, they have the sack. That sucks. It's all good. All good. All good. Fable should help us kind of roll over into something, hopefully. So they could Rebel Belt onto the Marionette Apprentice. But if they don't have a way to kill this, then we have that. We also just have Priest in the graveyard, as well as some Burial Rites. Oh, yeah. Probably just Undead Butcher here. Because I attack in... No, I have rights, then I attack in. And then I play Stitcher. So we'll have to wait. The question is, do I want Stitcher in? Or just do that next turn and then have the blocker? Probably wait, because this can beta. Bloodghast is fine. So this, sacrifice another creature, search your library for land, put it onto the battlefield. That's a kind of sweet interaction there. Because that'll put it to 6. We do want another red source. See what they do here. That's cool with me. Lose 2 life. Lose 2 life. So I can just, with Priest, get it back. And then just kind of get them that way there. Because then they lose some more life that way. It takes them off potentially a Roots draw. And then I have my Fable that also works. So we got him that way there. Because now they can't really have anything die. So we kind of get them in that case. So against like these creature decks, we're doing okay. They could stash... Okay, so they're a Nightmare deck. Got him. Dead Zoes. Dead Zoes. Dead Zoes. Alright, this will be the last game, chat. Over under is a Boros. We're gonna hit play. Jury's in. Is the opponent a Boros gamer? Reminder chat, if you're enjoying this type of content, if you haven't subbed to the channel, try to hit 15,000. It's free, helps me out on YouTube. Makes it so I can put out more content. Okay, so this is not where we want our hand to be. This is likely Wizards as well, so Helix will be good in this matchup. I think we're putting Priest back. See what they play out here. I'm more concerned with like a Dreadhorde Arcanist. Called shot. So like here, they're probably gonna hit, like kill that, which is good. Though another reason this has naturally 2 toughness. This is our first Wizards player. Wizards has just kind of been pushed aside. Expressive, good start. So depending on if they kill the token or not will indicate what we do. It also depends on our draw. I do want to naturally kind of get to that 5th land with the priest. I guess it's not as required because we also have the Unburial Rights for backup. So hopefully this isn't like a Wizard's Lightning. Page. Woo! I should have just done this proactively. Missed out on 2 damage. My thought there was I just don't want them to have Flame of Anor because they can get too much value. Like this flame is either a removal spell. I probably should have just... Okay, so the Galvanic here. We do need some of our mill enablers. That's good. Okay, that was a lot of useless. So they don't have a 1 mana spell at least. They could have Flame of Anor. Flame's not great though. Because like... Okay, so that would be pretty bad if they have the Reckless. Which looks like they do. Yeah, I haven't tried that. I'm missing a couple mythics. I'm trying to just naturally get them. Galvanic there. We'll take this off. I want to try to find my Flage, and that lets me mill a bit more. Okay, Flage, 1 time. A good draw. That is a good one. I should have left open a black source. Yeah, because now... Go 9. Jeez. 23 cards, no Flage, no big thing. We got 3 Undead Butchers in a row. In the narrative. Might have to Burial Rights. Back a Stitcher Supplier. Good top deck. Probably bombardment. Most consistent. You do like the Vein Ripper package, plus you have that. I like bombardment with the cheap stuff. Probably dead here. I need Flage. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're just not finding anything. It's nuts. Nuts! Basker Worm doesn't even do anything because of the 3 toughness. So we're just a little stuck here. It's now. I mean, if we draw Flage, we kill 2 things, which is good. They hit me for 10. Flage! 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 What about another land? I mean, when all your payoffs are in the bottom half of your deck, you're not going to be able to. Okay, Redemption Arc. What are we at? We're 7 and 6. We either go 7-7 or we go 8-6. That was some BS. We hit Flage at any time there, the game's over. This hand looks good. Kill something. Fable Pyro. There's our energy. But I love the Stitcher there. But I love this. What can I say? Even though this deck's not like working great, it's fun. Okay, we hit Flage. That's part 1. Go Season Pyro here. Nope, they're just gonna have Flage. So don't even get the block off. Actually, I should have taken it to my hand. Because it gives me another thing to discard. Okay, we got Gnawing Vermin and Undead Butcher. Can do both of those. They go Fable here. Like a double block into Amped Raptor. Save us some life. Could just go Flage, kill Ocelote's Pride. I can set up one more turn. I have Helix available if we want. Stitcher. Let's mill 2. Alright. Let's see what we got here. They're going to discard 2 here. Because if we find Massacre Worm, we have the Unburial Rights. And this board is going to get hit hard. Okay, Guide of Souls can straight up die. Galvanic. Yeah, Worm. Get wrecked. So it's kind of cool here with the first strike. Worm! That just Massacre Worm dead? Sag. Oh, they didn't pay enough mana. I don't know what they did. They didn't pay enough. Got there. Alright, now that was the last one. Out on a high note. Okay, so how did we finish against Boros, actually? We went 8-6. We went 4-3 against Boros. I mean, it's not like... I think we want another Flage. That's probably definitely where we want to be. The Fables were a little awkward. I would, all in honesty, like probably trim to like 2 Fables, go full season, and then full Flage. And then just keep going. These Gnawing Vermins are pretty cool, too. Like, Fables a bit slow, because it doesn't do the instant... It's powerful, but... I think Flage is more redundant, or like more consistent, but all in all, pretty solid. Thank you everyone for hanging out today. This will be up on YouTube right after, and we got some more. We got Belcher coming out tomorrow, and then I'll start recording the metagame breakdowns for the week starting tomorrow, so they'll be out on Tuesday or Wednesday. Today's Monday, early Wednesday. I got Belcher out for tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. So for like brews, like that's good. Like you're winning more than you're losing, and we beat the best deck more than we lost against it. So I'm happy with that.